Since the general election, all we have heard is lies. Now added to the tons of revelations that have come out, this quote-unquote harmless deal has been exposed in today's bombshell, and as always, our best interests have not been considered, and as always, we have been lied to. In today's video, we will discuss the details, all whilst going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Make Britain Great, again t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's dive into what can only be described as an outrage. Keir Starmer promised transparency, but behind closed doors, his Labour government has orchestrated one of the most scandalous betrayals in modern British history. The issue: the Chagos Islands, a strategic British overseas territory that Starmer and David Lammy have worked to hand over to Mauritius under a shroud of secrecy. And for what? To appease an international court that has no real teeth, and to pander to the global virtue-signalling elite. Here's the kicker: the cost of this capitulation has finally been exposed, and it's jaw-dropping. The Sunday Times reports that British taxpayers could be fleeced for a staggering £800 million a year, plus billions more in reparations, to secure a lease on Diego Garcia, a vital military base. That's a potential total of £79 billion. Over 99 years. Meanwhile, pensioners are freezing in their homes, farmers are being squeezed, and our public services are on their knees. Yet Starmer seems more interested in cutting checks to foreign governments than taking care of the British people. To make matters worse, this isn't just an attack on taxpayers. It's a massive blow to our national security. The Chagos Islands host Diego Garcia, a crucial naval base for the UK and US, providing a strategic foothold in the Indian Ocean amidst rising tensions with China. Surrendering this territory undermines decades of British influence and jeopardizes global stability. And for what? To satisfy Mauritius, a nation with virtually no legitimate claim to the islands beyond a flimsy historical connection. Adding insult to injury, the new Mauritian government has scrapped the previous agreement and is now demanding even more money. Yet, Starmer presses on, refusing to stand up for Britain. Why? Because, as he's admitted, he prefers Davos to Westminster. This is the same man who claims difficult decisions are necessary while presiding over cuts at home and handing over billions abroad. Starmer has an easy way out. The new Mauritian administration's demands could provide the perfect excuse to walk away, especially with Donald Trump set to take office. Trump is unlikely to support this disastrous deal, giving Starmer the chance to show some backbone and say no. But will he? Don't hold your breath. His track record shows a man more interested in virtue signalling than defending British interests. This scandal isn't just about money or security, it's about leadership. Starmer had the chance to stand up for Britain. Instead, he's chosen to sell us out while our people suffer. Enough is enough. Let's stop this madness before it's too late. What do you think? Share your thoughts below. In other news, the leader of a prominent farming advocacy group has encouraged farmers to consider more forceful actions only as a last resort, cautioning against alienating public support through premature escalation of protests. In an interview, the leader stated that while farmers should not rule out harder action in their opposition to proposed inheritance tax changes, the priority should remain on fostering public understanding through constructive campaigns. When the time comes, we need to use all available strategies, but escalating too quickly is not the right move. We need to keep building public support because there's a risk the public could turn against us, as they did with other high-profile protest movements, they said. The leader emphasized that effective campaigning requires a gradual approach, describing it as an art in itself. The farming community is organizing their latest protest in response to ongoing inheritance tax changes proposed by the Labour Party. A national day of action is planned for January 25th, involving tractor demonstrations outside marginal Labour constituencies. Meanwhile, more radical groups within the farming sector are reportedly considering targeting supermarket distribution centres across the country. In addition to physical demonstrations, a letter-writing campaign has been initiated, involving children appealing directly to the Labour leader about the future of farming. Advocacy for demonstrations in both rural and urban Labour constituencies has also been emphasised. It's a misconception that urban communities don't care about food and farming. They absolutely do, the leader noted. However, tougher measures may become necessary if Labour remains steadfast on the proposed tax changes. If we approach a critical point and there's no policy reversal, stronger actions cannot be ruled out, they stated, describing the inheritance tax issue as potentially precipitating a humanitarian crisis. The leader expressed determination to prevent such outcomes, saying, "I'm prepared to do whatever is necessary to safeguard lives, because that's what's at stake." Despite this, the immediate focus remains on raising public awareness. "We've been too passive for too long, allowing supermarkets to exploit our work without recognition," they said, advocating for positive outreach efforts, including hosting public events on farms and engaging children in educational activities. Spreading positivity, connecting with people and inviting them to understand farming firsthand is the way forward, they concluded. Lastly, 3 Afghan nationals convicted in Belgium for their roles in a major people smuggling network were arrested in the UK by the National Crime Agency, NCA, and Metropolitan Police. The arrests occurred in South London, Hertfordshire and Essex, following warrants issued by Belgian courts. One was detained at Stansted Airport on a domestic violence charge and further arrested on behalf of Belgium, while the others were apprehended at addresses in New Kent Road and Hemel Hempstead. The men were part of a gang that smuggled thousands of migrants from Afghanistan to Western Europe, including the UK, and committed serious sexual offences against male minors, using blackmail to exploit them further. After a 2-year NCA-supported investigation, a Belgian court sentenced the 3 to prison terms ranging from 3 to 10 years, along with fines. They now face extradition to Belgium. NCA Deputy Director Craig Turner said the arrests demonstrate the agency's determination to dismantle smuggling networks, while Home Secretary Yvette Cooper called the case sickening, highlighting international collaboration to combat these crimes and protect borders. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.